Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about what our parents don't tell us about hygiene growing up. So growing up, my mom, she was very straightforward and very on it as far as our hygiene and telling us what to expect and stuff like that. But there was a couple of things I felt like she didn't tell me, and it could be easily forgotten, especially if you're a mother of three. My mom was a mother of three, so it was easily forgotten. My mom actually is a mother of six, but she only has four girls. So yeah, I mean, she really, you just miss these sometimes. So what our parents don't tell us growing up. So these videos are going to be a little TMI. So for anybody that feels uncomfortable, or that feels like they shouldn't be watching it, or you just get that urge feeling that if anything, just go ahead and click off the video. The video is not for you, and that's okay. So yeah, mature audience only. So yeah. So my mom basically, she growing up, she never told me that, y'all turn 13 and you get, discharge. I know some girls get it probably even before 13, but I believe I was like 13 when I got discharged, and I thought like my vagina was gonna fall off of my body because I didn't know what that was. Like, it was just there when I wiped myself, and it was just weird. It was just very weird. So I had to figure out what the heck it was. So how I finally figured out it was just discharge is when I got it, I told my mom. I remember it. She was like working. She always had. We grew up with her having a daycare in the home. So a lot of the times, like if I had to tell her something, something like that, it would have to be after hours, so that we're not in nobody's kid's face talking about discharge or anything like that. So basically, I remember this one day she was working, and I had discharge when I wiped myself. The first time I was like, okay, maybe it's just, I don't know. And then the second time I did it, it kind of freaked me out, because I'm like, okay, so what is this? I'm not having sex. I don't touch myself in no type of way. I'm pretty okay with hygiene. I'm 13, so my hygiene was, I mean, I always, knew how to wash myself and make sure I was good. So for the second time it happened, I was like, okay, maybe, like, I'm getting freaked out. Maybe I just need to take a shower. I go upstairs, I take a shower, get out the shower, and then it comes again. There's a little more discharge. And so I'm like, okay, like, this is a lot. First of all, I'm thinking this, like, this is a lot. Like, it's this clear stuff, coming out of me. I don't know what the heck this is. So I went downstairs, and I kind of was trying to tell my mom. Like, I didn't know how to tell her because I didn't know what it was, or I was so afraid of, like STDs or an HIV and stuff like that. So a lot of the times, even though I was not having sex or playing with myself or anything like that, I just always was just scared of the fact that me going to use a public bathroom would give me like STDs. This is what I'm thinking at my 13-year-old self. So, because my mom, they were very straightforward about sex and about STDs, and one day I'll get into all of that when I have time, but that's for a different story. So yeah, they were very straightforward with sex. They were very straightforward with STDs, and I feel like that was like the best thing that they could have taught us, because with sex and STDs and all that stuff, you need to know about it. Kids are having sex at 12 nowadays, so it's always good to just be straightforward and open with, I feel like, with your kids when it comes to that type of stuff, so that they know how to handle themselves, and they know how to protect themselves. So at 13, I had clear stuff coming out of me. I'm like, okay, so I was kind of scared because I didn't know how I was going to tell my mom, like, Mom, I have, clear stuff coming out of me. So I went downstairs, and I kind of like fished around it and was like around the bush, and was like, Mom, what does it mean? Like, have you ever had clear, you know, stuff coming out of you? And she was working, so it was kind of like she was trying to like juggle talking to me and working at the same time. So I remember I went to the bathroom. No, she asked me, well, let me see it. She goes, well, let me see. I don't understand what you're talking about. So I'm like, okay. So I go to the bathroom and I wiped myself, and it was more discharge, but at this time it was a lot more. So I'm like, oh, I'm saving this one for a while. So I put the tissue that I wiped myself with on the counter. I got myself cleaned up. I did what I had to do, and then so the bathroom. I was standing at the bathroom for a while, and I just had it behind my back, basically. So she was talking to the daycare kid for a while, and I'm just standing at the bathroom like, okay, you know, when is she gonna come? Still waiting, still waiting. And like they was talking for a long time. So at this point I'm like, all right, let me just flush it down the toilet, because once she get to it, it's probably gonna be gone. That's what I was thinking at the time. So I flushed it, and I was like, and we didn't talk about it ever again, I don't think. So then I eventually thought, Google. Let me Google it. So I Googled, I'm sorry guys. I Googled clear stuff coming out of your vagina. And what do you know? It's discharge. So basically, you know, when you're ovulating, you get discharge, or when you are, I think it's when you're fertile, you get discharge. I don't know. I just know that a week before your period comes, you get discharge, or however it goes. So, yeah. So I found that out. So I'm like, okay, I know about discharge now. And even though I don't think, it's not her fault at all. I mean, some parents just forget to talk about discharge, but she did talk about periods. She talked about STDs, and she talked about sex, which I feel like is the most important things about growing up and, you know, finding yourself in that type of stuff. So yeah, so yeah, it was that. It was also, for me, another thing would be, so the last thing my mom didn't talk about hygiene, and this is more for like sexual hygiene. I was taught that you always needed to protect yourself with this, and you need to protect yourself with that. But I was never taught that there's yeast infections, there's BV, there's all type of other stuff that comes along that's not an STD, that's not, you know, nothing that serious, that you could just pop a pill and everything will be okay. I never learned about that until one time I ended up getting, I think I got bacterial vaginosis because I was on, no, the first thing I got was a yeast infection, and that was because I had took antibiotics. That's when I had my dermolysis, and they had me on antibiotics. I ended up getting a yeast infection. It went away. It was cool or whatever. But then it continued to come back. It went away because I don't think I got treated for it. I just kind of just let it go. I didn't really say nothing about it because, again, I was scared. Like, okay, I'm not touching myself. I'm not having sex. But, you know, I got BV, or I got a yeast infection. So, that was one thing. And then also bacterial vaginosis. I've only had a yeast infection and bacterial vaginosis, and they all came from, I feel like the bacterial vaginosis came from, I don't know, probably having sex. Oh gosh, I got so many aunties and uncles and moms and dads watching this video. This video is not for me to just be blasting my business, or this video is not, you know, I'm just trying to be transparent. And so yeah, I feel like bacterial vaginosis probably came from sex because I was trying new things. I was experimenting, and so yeah, I mean, having, how can I say this without sounding, oh gosh, I didn't know this video was gonna be like this. Okay, so I'm trying to be very clear to you guys and still be PG for my family and my grandma and my mom and my dad and everybody else that's watching. So, I feel like the reason I got BV is because once you put a foreign object inside of you, I mean, it's not foreign because it was meant to go inside of you, but once you start, playing around with sex, you really don't know nothing like that, or that you could get these type of infections and stuff like that. You start, doing what you do. And I feel like at the time, I wasn't educated enough on sexual hygiene. So a lot of the times, I would have sex and, you know, don't go wash myself. That right there is a number one red flag. That is a no-no. Anytime you have sex, no matter what time it is, no matter what, you need to go pee and wash yourself. And if you're not protecting yourself, and when you guys are, doing it, and let's say he finishes in you, you need to run to that bathroom, like run, girl, run, and you need to pee. And when you pee, you need to push as you pee. So like push as if like you're pooping, but you're not pushing out the back hole. You're pushing out the front hole, if that makes any sense. So just sit there and just like push. It works. Just try it. It works. I'm not pregnant. Ain't ever been pregnant. So yeah, thank me later. So yeah, I think those are the only two things that my mom did not teach me. Once I did find out about me having a yeast infection or me having BV, my mom, she kind of like, put me on game and told me this and told me that. She educated me, but I had to get it in order for her to say something, which is not a big deal or a problem, because I'm just grateful my mom was just open enough to talk to me about sex. She was open enough to talk to me about STDs, because when you're a parent and you don't talk to and you like shut your kids out from reality, from the real world and what they're really going to be experiencing, or if they're not already, it kind of just you just kind of just go on a whim. Your child kind of just goes on a whim and get themselves in situations that cannot be taken back, So I just say safe sex, okay? Just have safe sex and just, be on your A game, girl. So yeah, discharge and bacterial, like the little infections that you get here and there. I think that's all that that my mom didn't teach me. It's only two things. Like my mom, she taught me a whole bunch of stuff. She probably just missed it, or people don't think it's that important until the situation happens, and that probably was my mom. Discharge, it really wasn't nothing. It's discharge, but at the time I was thinking like this could be a STD or this could be HIV, and it got real scary for me. But I was always able to tell my mom, if something was bothering me or if I needed to go get checked out or anything like that. So just, I don't know, if you don't have an open relationship with your mom like that, find somebody that you do have one with and have them take you to go get checked out, or have them have them tell you what to do, because 9 times out of 10 they've experienced it. For me, it was my mom. This segment on my channel is called self-care. So I hope you guys, look at this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys let me know in the comments down below what you guys want me to talk about, and I'll talk about it. I don't have a problem talking about literally anything, because I feel like it's a lot of girls out there that need help as far as self-care, as far as sex, as far as wanting to move on, you know, as far as life. I'm just getting started into life. I'm just getting started into sex. I'm just getting started into all of this stuff. But I've been through a decent amount of things to be able to give some advice and to tell you guys about what's going on. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be real, raw, and uncut with you guys. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next. Bye.